Okay, YouTube. This is a very fun deck. I am extremely happy to bring this to you guys. So essentially what you want to do is, actually, let's just go into the card by card first, and then I will explain everything. 2 Revolution, 2 Talismandra, 2 Kindle, 2 Dogra, 3 Velet, 3 Chalice Slime, 1 for 1 Terraforming, 1 Foolish Burial, 3 Rites, 1 Set Rotation, 2 Sky Iris, 2 Ritual Sanctuary, 1 Gravity Dragon, 3 Pendulumgraph, 3 Advent, 3 Advanced Ritual Art, 3 Extravagance, and 2 Odd-Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. For the extra deck, we play 3 Vortex, 3 Meteor Burst, 3 Herald, 3 Overlord, and 3 Arc Rebellion. So the whole point of this is to be able to search Pendulumgraph Magician, or Magician Dragon. So essentially it says that, I'm going to actually search that so I can actually, so I can actually read it. So, once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can place it in your Pendulum Zone, and if you do negates that effect, then if you place this Ritual Summoned card in the Pendulum Zone, you can special summon one Odd-Eyes monster from your extra deck. So you can summon Vortex if you want a negate, but you can only do that if you have a card in your extra deck, your Pendulum card in your extra deck. You can summon your Meteor Burst and special summon itself back out of the Pendulum Zone, but you can only do that, you can do that, but you can't gain its spell negate again. You can summon out, and the last one is Overlord. Overlord is a very good card that allows you to essentially make 3 attacks per battle phase. So it says this card that was Xyz summoned using a rank 7 Xyz monster as material can make up to 3 attacks per battle phase. So essentially what you want to do is, if you're going to special summon this card, you want to special summon it on your opponent's turn. That way you can rank it up on your turn and get 3 attacks. If it is destroyed, you can place it in the Pendulum Zone, and then if it is in the Pendulum Zone, it has a very cool effect of being able to special summon itself back out, then special summoning a Rebellion or the Phantom Knight monster using this card as material. It is treated as an Xyz summon, then you can attach one card from your Pendulum Zone to it as material. So theoretically you could do like Revolution, but realistically you're probably only going to be attaching itself as material, and then you can rank it up into rank down into Arc Rebellion. Arc Rebellion says you can detach a material from this card. This card gains attack equal to the total attack of all other monsters on the field. Then if it has Dark Xyz material, if this card has a Dark Xyz monster as material, negate the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. After this effect resolves, you cannot declare attacks with other monsters for the rest of the turn. It essentially is just like a big monster. It essentially is like an OTK machine. It is amazing. Herald, of course, is to be able to be sent to the graveyard to Dogra. So, if we're talking about this deck, we have to talk about the MVP of this whole deck. That is Odd-Eyes Velet. Odd-Eyes Velet is an insane card in this deck. It essentially says you can, if it is normal or special summoned, you can send a Perform a Pal or Odd-Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard, except itself, and if you do this, card's level becomes the same level as the monster's until the end of the turn. So essentially what you can do is I'm sorry for any background noise once again, but you can send, you can activate, normal summon Velet, or even special summon with 1 for 1, and then you can send Pendulumgraph from your deck to the graveyard. Now, as long as you have any access to Advent, you can search your Advent, you can activate Advent, sending Velet from your monster zone into your extra deck, because that is what happens when you ritual summon a monster. Apparently, it actually gets sent to the extra deck. Then you can ritual summon out Pendulumgraph, and because you have a Pendulum monster in your extra deck, that will allow you to have a negate for Vortex. So essentially a 2-card combo, but you have so many different ways of being able to search out Advent, and a decent amount of ways to be being able to search out Velet. Is very good card. As the only reason that you play Sky Iris is to search out Velet, because Velet is such a good monster. So theoretically, you could search out like Revolution or Pendulumgraph, but it is just such that Valet is just amazing card in this deck. So Sky Iris, we do need to talk about this card. Unfortunately, it does break. It's one of those cards that it will make some of your hands worse because you just can't. You're not always going to have face-up cards on your field. However, if you have any way of destroying cards on your field, then you are going to be able to, then you can like pop it and get to Valet, which is like insane. The other card I will mention is that Adai's Gravity Dragon isn't a bad card. It's actually like, it's pretty good in this deck. It's not the greatest, but it definitely has its moments. So it essentially says, when it's special summoned, you can return all spawn trap cards your opponent controls to the hand. Very good effect, but not like the main reason you play it. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect activation. You can only use this effect of Gravity Dragons once per turn. That is, of course, referring to spells and traps. Your opponent must pay 500 life points to activate card effects. That is essentially, I can't remember its name. It's essentially that, branded monster that just says pay 700 every time you activate any card. So, that is insane. To just be able to say every time you activate a card, you have to pay 500. That is going to narrow down your opponent's life points very quickly. And it's pretty high attack too. It's 2,800, 2,500 for defense. So if you really wanted to, you could play another copy of this. I wouldn't really recommend playing 3, but if you wanted to, you could go and play a 3rd. And then you'd have, so if you had like both of these cards, you'd have your opponent has to deal with taking 500 and then also having an effect negation or a spell negation, and on top of that a Omni negate. So it's a very good card, and you're able to search it very consistently. Again, Advent allows you to ritual summon from your graveyard, so you can send it to the graveyard through Velet, Advent Velet, and then special summon back your Gravity Dragon. Very good card. Revolution Dragon, insane card in this deck. Allows you to search Gravity Dragon and Pendulumgraph. Pot of Extravagance, if you play I would kind of recommend playing Pot of Prosperity. However, in this deck I don't think it matters too much, because most of these monsters you're really just fine without seeing. I don't think even Vortex, I don't think that there's any card in the extract that is just so necessary that you have to have all of them. Sorry, my throat is getting sore. But if you have the ability to play Prosperity, then I would definitely say, great, you should probably play it. But if not, Extravagance is an insane card in the deck. Your only 2 bricks are Adai's Arc Pendulum Dragon, and you can use them in tandem with Advent anyways to be able to special out your ritual monsters, so it is completely fine. This is one of the most fun decks I have ever played. Highly recommend playing it. If you are watching this video and you're like, I don't know, just please play this. I'm telling you, it is so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.